everybody. I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report in Los Angeles, and I'm so happy to welcome Alanna Lynise from The Voice to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Alanna, how are you doing?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me.
It is a pleasure, and I want to start off by telling you that was such an amazing playoff performance you did of SZA's Nobody Gets Me for Team Kelsea. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. Seriously, that means a lot.
After the incredible response you received,
Mm.
what was it like waiting on stage for Kelsea to choose just two members of her team to move on to the lives?
It's, as you can imagine, very nerve-wracking. But in that moment, all I could really think about was how proud of myself that I was, that I made it that far. I was so proud of the performance I had just gave, and I was so happy for all of the top 20, and we all became very close. So it was so hard to even be mad like in a situation like that. So very nerve-wracking, but also it was more of like a sense of peace, like everything's gonna be okay. So you can also imagine my shock when she did call my name, because I that would just kind of added on to the feeling and the emotion, and I just became so overwhelmed. And I was just like, wow, okay, I guess my work really did pay off this time. So it was a beautiful moment, truly.
Well, how are you prepping for the live shows, and what are the most important things that you've learned from working with Kelsea?
So right now, what I'm doing to prep for the live show specifically, really toning in on my breath work. I am really giving that my big attention right now, my breath work, my breath control, and also my range. Because from watching my performances back, I'm looking and I'm seeing how well I'm singing, but sometimes I can get in my head. I'm not moving a lot. I'm not really interacting with the crowd as much as I think I am. So I'm trying to tone my breath work so that everything else feels natural up there and my body can just kind of flow with the performance. Um, I haven't really spoken to Kelsea yet or worked with her yet, but from what I know, she loves growth. But I've had this whole show for growth, so now it's time to really show her, okay, it's all paid off. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'll be working on that up until lives.
Well, speaking of wisdom and learning, you got some from your mega mentor, Cheryl Crow, that you said you'll take with you forever. So tell me more about that and also working with Little Big Town.
Oh my gosh. It's like this is actually crazy. I was a huge fan of Little Big Town when I was younger. I don't know how I ended up on that side of the radio, but I did. Little Big Town and then Sheryl Crow as well. I know her from the Car soundtrack. I am a huge sound score fan, film score. I love listening to songs in movies. So when they announced first Little Big Town, I was like, oh wait, this is actually really cool. Like I'm not really familiar with them as of recent, but I do remember them when I was younger. So getting to sing in front of four major people, that was something. And the fact that they all had something different when it came to advice to offer me, that was so good. It was so special and refreshing. And then Cheryl, she was just patient. And you can tell she was really listening. She was really literally feeling the music. And she just knew exactly what to say. And I was so nervous singing in front of her because the song that I performed was obviously very hard. It's really breathy. It's just tricky in so many ways. But she made me comfortable performing in front of her. So I gave it my all. And she just felt like a warm hug. Like her whole presence just felt like a warm hug. She was like, you're going to do great. And I want you to remember that. And I was like, wow, thank you, Cheryl Crow. Like, I was really appreciative of that. Thank you.
Well, she's a legend. And
Yeah.
I want to flash back to your blind audition, though, of Julia Michaels' Issues when Adam and Michael turn right away, and then Kelsea, and your parents looked so proud. And you would have been a four-chair turn, but
Right.
John's team was full.
Right.
So, how did that whole thing unfold for you compared to what you might have imagined it would be?
Mm. I told this to someone else. I had only been able to daydream about me getting on the stage of The Voice. So when they actually started turning around, and like Adam did immediately, Adam and Michael bow. Like as soon as I started singing, I was like, whoa, okay, it's time for me to seriously lock in, like just finish performing the song. At the end, all I could do was sit there and you could see all of my teeth on TV. I was just like, wow, this is real. Um, when John said those words, he was like, I couldn't turn. I was like, it's totally okay. It felt good to me to know that he would have, for sure. But the feedback from each and every one of them was just so good. And I had absolutely no idea who I would choose as a coach when I walked out on that stage. I had no idea. So it was really fun to listen to each and every coach say something. Adam really had me. I'm gonna be honest. Adam really had me, and then Michael really had me as well. And then Kelsea brought it home. She brought it home in such a perfect and sincere way that I was like, yeah, that's 100% my coach right there. So it was special because I also was not familiar with Kelsea at this time. I did not know any of her music. I didn't know a lot about her. So it was just more special to get to know her as a person. And it still gives me goosebumps to even think about, because that was such a special moment that I'm gonna hold dear to my heart forever.
Well, I cannot wait to see what is next for you as you
Thank you.
continue on Team Kelsea. And I want to thank you so much, Alanna, for taking time out to be with me on Hillary's Happy Hour.
Of
And
course.
let's toast to your continued success on The Voice.
Thank you so much, Hillary.
Cheers.
Cheers.